Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And on this particular training, we're going to start talking about creating a condition within a workflow rule. And more specifically, we're going to be talking about a condition to set the last call date. So if we're making calls using PhoneBurner, we're going to be making lots of calls using PhoneBurner. We want to make sure that every time we call somebody, that we also log the last time they were called to the contact record so that we have that as a specific data point that we can use when we're creating new lists. So as you can see here, we're making calls all the time using PhoneBurner. PhoneBurner allows us to power through these calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials an hour. Of course, all of these calls are being logged in the calls module, but we may also want to take that last time they were called and set that date right here in the last call date field. And so that's what we're going to talk about on our training today. So let's jump back over to setup. We're going to go to condition number 1. Which calls would you like to apply this rule to? Do we want to log the last time they were called, the date of the last time they were called, every time there's a call made, or just with specific calls that match specific conditions? Now, in this particular case, since we're setting the last call date, I want this specific workflow rule to log that date every time a call is completed. So I'm going to set this to all calls. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit the next button. And now we need to tell Zoho what to do whenever there is a new call activity logged within Zoho. So once again, in this particular case, we're trying to update this last call date field, and it is part of the contacts module. So we're going to go back here, we're going to go to field update, and we're going to make sure that we're updating the field in the contact module, not in the calls module, but the contact module. And we're going to create a new update. We're going to go ahead and name this set last call date, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to go ahead and set the last call date on the contact module. And of course, module is contacts. And for update, we're going to go ahead and choose the field. Last call date. Now for the actual date, we can't choose a specific date because then it would make it look like every call was done on that specific date. We want to do it on execution day. So the date or day that happens is the date that we want to set the last call date to. We don't want to add or remove any days, just when this happens, set this date. So we're going to go ahead and click Save and Associate. And now you can see we have a condition that anytime there is a new call, the system, Zoho, will instantly set the last call date for that specific record. Now we're going to go ahead and save that. Now that we've got it saved, let's go ahead and just do a quick test. Let's jump back over to our Contact the Flash here. Let's begin a PhoneBurner session just to this contact record. And so here we are calling Mr. Flash. Let's go ahead and just mark it as no answer. And we can end this session. We may need to give it a minute or two, but let's go ahead and try refreshing. And there we go. As you can see here, our workflow has logged the last call date as of March 22nd, which is the date of this test. So looks like that one is working great. And that's it for this training. You now know how to use the workflow rule to log the last call date on your contact records based off of call activities that were done to that record. But of course, we still have a lot more to cover, so make sure you watch the other videos. Thanks again, and happy dialing.